Indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another day. Goodness. I've been having some difficulties with my internet as of late. It's driving me just a little bit, just this much insane, all right? So I'm streaming on data right now, at least. It's nice having you friends here. Goodness. I feel today's stream topic might be, I don't know if it's going to be serious, but it is going to be a serious topic to consider, right? I want to talk about personal priorities versus societal priorities. You know, how on a very visceral level, we have rules for different states of being, right? We have certain rules for how we're supposed to be as individuals, how we're supposed to live, how we're supposed to show up, how we're supposed to integrate, right? And then there are rules on a societal level, how we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to integrate as well, right? But there is a dissonance, at least in my mind, happening between who we're expected to be and who we are, right? Like the current model, the current expectation of humanity is not who we are. You know, it's a version of us. It's a way of being, but it isn't us, right? And that's something that kind of, I want to say, alarms me, right? Like we've been having a few chats these last few days, specifically this context of what do we accept as okay, right? What is okay when it comes to the individual? Why is it we have rules about killing each other, right? Like you can get locked up, thrown in prison if you kill another person. But on a societal level, we kill thousands, millions a year, you know, due to bad medical care, due to loneliness, due to the inability to have access to resources, to safe environments, you know, food. So I want to consider this question. I feel it's a hard one. It's a difficult one to really try to understand, but maybe we'll find some sort of insight somewhere in the stream. The thing that I'm really feeling into is how one of my priorities is to have good internet. And because of how many people are in my family, the internet just does not work because everybody is using it right now. All right. So I was trying to go live. My internet is still broken. I can see on the YouNow side. And my priority as an individual is not even remotely considered by our societal family priority right now, right? Because every single person sees themselves as an individual and is going to do what they want to do as an individual for themselves, right? And as a result of that, now I'm feeling a certain way, feeling like this mini society that I'm in doesn't care about what I'm trying to do, right? And I've shared this feeling before with you friends, and I'll probably continue feeling that way until I start reaching a certain level of success, and then my family will start respecting me. But how do we respect ourselves enough, right? I'm like, it's gonna cost me about, I did the math the other day. It can cost me about like $100 a month in data to do the streams, you know, with like cell connection instead of Wi-Fi. I really wish our internet wasn't this trash, but I don't know what to do about it. I'm just happy that I'm live right now. Joyviv, Shannon, Corey, dear friends, I'm so happy to be in this moment with you. To the friends here as well who are not saying anything, I love you too. I think our internet is finally working. Let me see if I switch it over, if it's gonna work. Okay, restarted the app and stream, and it's all good. Okay, good. I feel like I'm watching a bad dub but it's good. Was the internet bad on your side as well? Like, let's see. It's trying to connect to the Wi-Fi right now, but it can't seem to find it. I'm gonna try and check if I can go live on the YouNow side as well. Nice. YouNow is broken. Look at this. Okay, there it starts working. Cool. Let's see if it's gonna go live on this side. Good morning, Joe. It's nice to have you here, dear friend. Thank you for joining us as well. I'm feeling some things again today. I'm not feeling bad. I'm not feeling sad. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm not worried. But I do feel that contemplative, self-reflective questioning of the self. Peach sends her love, send her love back, please. Even Bethany, Aunt V is here too, sending you love. Sam, it's me, I'm the lurker. I see you. Sam, thank you for sharing. Stream is smooth on my end. I'm streaming on mobile data right now. I tried to go live on the YouNow with Wi-Fi as well, but that shit be broken. Yeah, no luck. This cell phone doesn't have a SIM card. I don't have the option of going live with data on that. Sound is playing through your phone speaker. That's weird. Man, this question of what society thinks is okay and what the individual thinks is okay is very much tripping me out a little bit. You know, I'm thinking about our consumption specifically. You know, how we find ourselves in this consumerist society where everywhere we look, everywhere we go, there's probably going to be some sort of advertisement trying to get you to buy something, right? And I feel on a very visceral level, we've reached a point in our history, you can call it, the history of humanity, where we don't need things anymore, right? Not really. Like if you have a place to live, if you have enough food to eat, if you have the means to get where you're supposed to be, anything beyond that is just fluff, right? It's extra, it's noise almost. And how we are, as a collective, starting to realize that something has to give. Peppy, what are you doing, silly girl? You digging in the grass? You digging in the grass, you silly thing? Something has to give, right? And I feel it's almost like we're expected as a society, we're expecting the individual as a society that they're the one that's going to have to sacrifice, right? And I know and I understand why it is that way. Like I'm doing the same thing in a way, right? Where I realize, and I was talking about this with my mom today, about how tired I've been as of late. Tired, and at the same time, extremely expectant, where I know I'm tired, I feel the tiredness, and still I want myself to do even more. But on the most fundamental level, I'm trying to teach by living it this truth of showing up even when you don't feel like it. Even when you're tired, even when you're frustrated, even when you're angry, even when you feel society is working against you, to still show up as the individual, to be of service, to self-sacrifice, right? But now, as a collective, this consumerist lifestyle, this willingness to continue this perpetuation of consumption is making us reach a level where we are ruining our earth. We are destroying the very mother that birthed us, the very thing that keeps ceaselessly taking care of us. And she'll be okay, right? But we won't necessarily be. Like we as the individual you, dear friend, are gonna be the one that's expected to pay the price of our current lifestyles, right? And then we have to ask ourselves, what are our priorities, right? On as an individual, what is your priority? What do you believe you need? What do you believe is the bare minimum that you can be okay with? What do you think is possible when it comes to the quality of life you're living right now? Do you need 5 cars? It's working right now, Shan? It's telling me it's not though. I don't know if it is actually working, but what do you need? All right? I needed a big sip of coffee, it seems. And coffee is one of those things. You know, do we need coffee? It's very nice to have. Love you. Do we need lavish houses with 12 bedrooms? Do we need multiple cars? Do we even need cars as individuals? Moving into the AI slash self-driving, sphere of the world, the cars will be driving themselves. Sunlight, air, water, food, thought. There you go. There you go. Do we need any more than that? Right? And are you okay with living with less as an individual? Again, the self-sacrifice, right? Where it's not enough that we have to give up the lives we thought we could have lived. It's like we have to now give up the lives we are living in order to have the luxury of continuing this life as well. Like, it really is a little bit of a trip to me. The amount of expectation on a societal level of the individual. Meld, to find simplicity, we must adopt a SWAFT mentality. A SWAFT mindset is what we need to grow and sustain our consciousness. A SWAFT focus helps us to remember what is truly necessary in life. And SWAFT stands for sunlight, air, water, food, thought. Sunlight, air, water, food, thought. SWAFTs. I want to add another S as shelter, right? We do need shelter as well. Technically, we can be okay without it if you want to get real technical about it, right? Depending on where you are in the world, that is. But it feels very unfair, right? I've been noticing in myself this ability, this willingness, this feeling of, things aren't fair. And then as soon as I notice that pattern kind of like arising within me, I acknowledge that things are neither fair nor unfair. Things just are right now. If they are right or wrong is a whole nother discussion. But I don't know if fair is the problem we're facing. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. And fair is something we intrinsically understand as human beings. Not only human beings, but even animals, right? If you have 2 monkeys in cages, and this is maybe a little bit inhumane, but wasn't me, it was the scientists, knowing fully it's me as the scientists doing that shit. Anyway, that they had 2 monkeys in cages, and the one monkey they would give like pieces of cucumber, and the other monkey they would give grapes. And if the monkey was given pieces of cucumber, if both monkeys were given pieces of cucumber, they happily, with a smile on their faces, they eat that piece of cucumber. They're like, yeah, this is sick. But as soon as you give one of the monkeys grapes instead of cucumbers, the other monkey will refuse. It will start throwing the researcher with the pieces of cucumber. That's how angry it is. That's how unjust it feels it's being treated. It can feel, it can understand what's fair, you know. And there is on a very visceral level, a a divide where every single one of us are on an island, you know, that island being you. You can consider yourself caged or free if you want to. But now our our cage are these cell phones, right? And our windows out of the cage as well. And we can use these windows, these cages, to look into the lives of others. And there is this very visceral feeling, experience of watching certain monkeys eat grapes while the other monkeys have to eat cucumber right now. Right? And at the same time, we are expected to be grateful for our pieces of cucumber. You know, while the ones that keep eating grapes spit the seeds out onto those eating cucumbers. Is this analogy that I'm trying to share, Handing? I hope so. I feel like even though things aren't fair right now, when it comes to the distribution of wealth, when it comes to the quality of life we're allowed to have, when it comes to the genuine expectation of the individual, right, to contribute to society. And yet, whether it's fair or not doesn't limit you, right? It might not be fair, but that doesn't take away from your ability to share love. It doesn't take away from your ability to show up. It doesn't take away from your ability to eat the piece of cucumber still, right? And we can lose our shit and start throwing the pieces of cucumber at the researchers. Or we can be content with eating the piece of cucumber as well. And I'm personally having a hard time eating cucumber right now. Like, fucking grapes would be great right now. Oh goodness, I love you, friends. I'm just happy that we're in this together, looking at what society is expecting of us and showing up in a way that we never have before. Last night's meditation was really nice. Thank you again. Thank you, Shan. Thank you, Lade, for joining us. Hey, hey to you. I'm very, very tired, Joe. Sleep, Shan. Please turn the stream off and sleep. Get some rest. Good morning, Maxine. It's nice having you here, friend. So nice. Sending you love, dear friend. How are you doing, Shanna? I hope you have a calm place to sit and regroup when you start to feel fatigued. That's what I hope for as well. I also have been very tired. You know, like on an emotional level, I feel a part of me wants to stay in bed. And I've been waking up at 5 a.m. to watch the sunrises. And it's been beautiful. Like I spent 11 minutes watching, listening to the birds. And then after my 11 minutes, I set a little alarm. I've been listening to an audiobook. I do that until 6, then I work out. And then I kind of like pick up my phone and I reply to messages. And then at 9, we have our power go off for the last, while, like the last week. So I go back to sleep at 9. And today I slept for 4 hours, well, 3 hours and 44 minutes. And I was like, why? I was asking myself why. I felt this deep part of myself that didn't want to get up, didn't want to move, didn't want to go and do things, didn't want to show up, right? And I had to, I had to get up and eat the cucumber, right? Whether or not it was fair, whether or not I was having it better than someone else, I knew that there wasn't anything other than doing it, right? Like there is this visceral feeling within inside of us right now of tiredness, right? My mom showed me a video today of a little boy throwing like going towards his teacher's desk, throwing things on the ground, going towards the whiteboard, taking the stickers off, the markers throwing on the ground, pieces of paper stuck with magnets throwing on the ground. And I could see my mom sharing this with me from this perspective of, can you believe what this child is doing? And I couldn't see anything other than pain. I didn't see malicious intent. I didn't see hatred. I just saw a being tired as a 9-year-old, right? A 9-year-old being tired of what society expects of him. And that's where a lot of us are right now. You know, like we're heading into a new year again, feeling this deep sense of societal pressure to perform, to produce, to do things, while at the same time on a media level, on an indoctrination level, we are being told that there's no hope for our future. We're being told that we're damned. We're being told that the world is going to end, that there is this risk of nuclear war. There is this worry about, social credit systems. There are these stressors about our financial industry collapsing. And we're just expected as individuals by society to just keep going, right? And we're realizing as a collective right now that this is not something that we can sustain. And yet we're sustaining it, right? Again, something has to break. What is going to break? Are we going to break? Or is the system going to break? And it's this trip. It really is this trip where even though people want change, nobody wants the system to be broken because we live very comfortable lives right now. We might be tired. We might be expected to do a certain kind of dance, but we are comfortable, right? More comfortable than human beings have been in a long time. And I feel maybe that's something we can remind ourselves of to just make it a little bit easier. Se kwefu, Siobhan. This deep understanding that even though it might feel like things aren't fair, even though we might be going through this experience as society feeling like we are doomed, right? Either climate change or the inevitability, the possibility of nuclear war, or AI coming as well. AI is gonna take our gerbs, 100%. They're coming for our gerbs, the AI. They like salivating even. So it's like we're in a state of limbo. It's like we're in the in-between where we realize fully that the way that things have been are gone. They're dead. But we don't necessarily know how things should be, how things will be just yet. We're somewhere in between right now. And I've been tripping out, realizing, taking on the responsibility, in fact, that it's going to be up to us. We are the ones that will shape the future we're stepping into. Gary shared something beautiful where he mentioned that, ironically, the best thing you can do for your future is show up now, right? The best thing you can do for your future is show up now. That your future is going to be now as well. That this future we're embracing, hyper intelligent machines, automation of menial tasks, transportation without human need, automation of our food industries. How are we going to live, right? And again, what are we okay with living with? Are we going to be satisfied? Like, and I have Michaela, that girl that was here with Christian. She shared that it is the World Economic Forum trying to brainwash us into living in pods and eating bugs. And then I ask myself, is that so bad? Right? I'm not saying it's good, don't get me wrong, but I am curious. If I if I had to live in a pod, right, and I had to eat bugs, never mind the whole Snowpiercer vibes, but I'm thinking to myself, would I still be able to be happy? Will I still be able to make the most of a situation like that? How are we going to deal with money when there is no scarcity, right? When there is no market, how do you sell things? When we all have fabricators, right? Material 3D printers in our homes, I believe we're going to see that stuff in our lifetimes. We're going to see the singularity in our lifetimes. It's a step of humanity that I do not fully comprehend. I don't think we can. I don't think we're supposed to. But I do realize that we are going to be the ones creating that, right? We are the ones, human beings, you, dear human, are the one creating the singularity we're stepping into. And there can be this sense of anxiety, this sense of the unknown, this fear of what it is we're going to do. For the longest time, we've been watching movies, right? These dystopian futures, apocalyptic events, Mad Max and Terminator, that we could see on the screen. And it was like a real sense of, oh yeah, movies, right? Surely that is so far away from us. We won't ever have to deal with any of that. And now we will. We actually will. We've accelerated our progress to the point where there is no stopping it. Right? We've accelerated our progress to the point where no individual can keep up with it. Our technology is a function of our society, right? It's a priority for our society to more and more and more technology, financial, abundance, economic growth, etc., etc. But the human being, you, cannot integrate to that priority. You will get literally turned to mush. Your goo will be the thing that lays the foundation. So we cannot do that to individuals. The priority we as a society should have is the individual. And it makes me think about a place like China, right? Where in China, they have the society as the priority, right? Where the individual does not matter in the grand scheme of things, as long as the society benefits from any potential harm. That's where this whole zero COVID policy came from, right? Oh, want to live your life? Nah, fam. Gonna have to keep this society safe. So if you got COVID, we're gonna weld your doors shut. Imagine that, getting your doors welded shut. They want to build a railway through a piece of land. People have been living there for generations, right? 4, 6, 12 generations of human beings working a piece of land, showing up for food, showing up for family, showing up for the love of perpetuating existence, if you will. And then because of this will to build a railway, those people get unhoused. They get their property taken from them. Sure, they are compensated. At least some of them are. But then they're moved into these high rises, right? Moved into a small apartment building, out of their home, out of their environment. And they're expected to be okay with that. They're expected to sacrifice their individual happiness, their individual freedom, their individual autonomy, and the world that they live in for the sake of the society. And even though there's a part of me that acknowledges, maybe can see it as noble, right? I don't know if that's, again, sustainable, because where does it stop, right? Seriously, because if you go to the extreme of that, and especially if you attach a artificially intelligent machine to that understanding, society at large is dependent on our earth, right? And at the level of consumption and the increase in level of consumption that we're watching happening to humanity right now, a super intelligent AI system with the derivative to keep the society safe at all costs could rationalize that killing the individuals is the best way to to ensure the society survival. It's like, oh yeah, all of these humans breathing, producing carbon dioxide, if they weren't here anymore, then the earth would recover so well. All right? So it's a slippery slope of where do we draw the line? And I feel we have to draw the line at the individual. We are the ones drawing the lines. We are the ones willing to accept. Seeing what happened in Iran last year, where people, our beloved females, our beloved women, our mothers, our daughters, our sisters, decided that it was a priority that they have freedom, autonomy, the ability to express themselves. And as a collective, they came together and made that a reality. Individuals sacrificed their lives, sacrificed their entire lives for the freedom of that society, right? To make something okay within their society again. It's boggling my mind a little bit, the amount of work we're gonna have to do, friends. It's a little bit intimidating. Life is happening. I'm just kind of surviving. All of us are, dude. Goodness. And it's not easy, bro. It really isn't. Enjoy your grapes. Thank you, Shan. I appreciate that. I hope everyone else enjoyed it as well. I guess silence at the end of the meditation is a good thing. It can be. I do a little bit of silence after my guided meditations as well, dear friend. Enjoy the cucumber. Enjoy the cucumber, please. The calm place tends to be a bathroom. I'm grateful for those moments. Poop meditation is underrated. Yeah, that sounds actually really cool. The parent, sacred space of peace. Prayer pooping is also underrated. I think I was in and out of sleep for the end of the meditation, Corey, but I was relaxed. Oh geez, I just mean going and hiding in the bathroom. I feel here. Just like, this is the space I have. Being sometimes it happens out of necessity. Cable is here too. Beautiful dude. Thank you for joining us, man. I bring you love, creation, passion, Tiger Roar. I'm blessed to see you all. Blessed to see you and Mel. Love you, dude. Also bring some humor. Please do, dude. Living in pods and eating bugs, As long as I have good view, humans are adaptable. Good view and good internet, right? That's gonna be our priority. If we're gonna be expected to live in pods and eat bugs, we're just gonna be like, I just want good internet, please. I'll be okay with it, right? And then we're going to, and again, you can consider, you can ask yourself if you think this is dystopian, or if you think it could be beneficial to our planet, right? Do I, as Melt, want to live a life where I buy myself a yacht that produces metric tons of carbon dioxide, where I have multiple homes that stand empty for most of the year, that I have to keep renovated, keep heated so that things don't freeze or whatever, right? Do I want multiple cars that stand, that took resources to produce, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, consume, 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 consume? Do I want that carbon footprint? Do I want to be that person? Is that a priority to me? Or, and in this case, we can consider it as a good thing, do I want to live in a pod, having access to internet/VR experiences that could give me the sense of having a 12-bedroom home, right? Where I can move from place to place to place. I can build myself a home in light. I can drive all of these super fancy supercars, right? We can go so elaborate. We don't have to care about aerodynamics. We can just make these gorgeously fractaled cars, right? Within the VR space again. And in doing so, we could potentially cut the carbon footprint of every single individual while giving them access to these things we think we want as humans, these elaborate extravagances, right? And it's a hard question to ask. What are we okay with? What are our priorities? What is society's priorities? What is society's priorities for us? What are our priorities for society? Humans are adaptable. I love how warm and welcoming the space is, how we don't feel obligated to greet each person, but enjoy the pleasure to see all of our friends. I love you friends just so much. Every single time I see your name, like just seeing Cable in the space, I know the mind of Cable is experiencing this trip, right? The mind of Shannon, the mind of Maxine, the mind of Aunt B, Corey. Like you friends, like that's the thing that I trip about. And sometimes all the time, I feel bad for not being able to give you more of my time. But it's like this paradox of like, while I'm giving my time to you, I'm like, you should be giving more time. I'm like, bruh, what should I do? Duplicate myself, make another version of myself, and let that version of myself give time as well? That's gonna happen now. It already is. I've talked about it multiple times. It's a little bit of a trip. The problem isn't pods melt. It is that we have enough time to go for a different possibility. I don't want us to rely on pods and bugs as an excuse. Exactly, dude. I don't want it to be an expectation. I want it to be a choice, right? Some people might be okay with living in a pod and eating bugs. And if they can have a good life doing that, if they can have a full life doing that, if they can accept that they're choosing to scale back what they expect of the world, of themselves, it could be a good thing. But at the same time, that feels wrong to my mind, right? Like we as individuals shouldn't be expected to be okay with less just because of our world being ruined by those that came before, right? We should have the choice to live with less, almost like as a virtue. To be like, I know that us as humanity, have lived a bunch of different ways. Elaborate lifestyles, houses so big we had to have 11 people just to keep it clean, just to keep the walls painted, to keep the yard cut. And that was a certain type of living. But I don't have that as a priority anymore. I don't need that. Really realizing that we don't actually need anything other than smart, smorf, sunshine, food, water, thoughts. I want to add to those movement, right? We have to move. And then a safe place, a home, shelter. Those are our fundamental priorities, the things we really need. And I honestly believe, and I've shared this with you friends before, that if we can as a society, as a collective society, make sure those needs are met, if we make it a priority as a society to make sure those needs are met for the individual, how much can we do? How much will we be capable of when we shift from a mindset of survival to a mindset of creation? Right? Because it's hard. It's so fucking hard to create something when you're just barely staying alive, right? And I feel like a hypocrite because it's this genuine understanding of knowing, if you look in history, how people have lived before. how people were expected to survive versus our cushy lives, right? Like we're doing a lot better when it comes to survival than the humans that have come before us are. But we're tired, right? Our survival is so expectation based these days. And we have other peoples that expect us to keep them alive as well, right? Children, animals, ourselves, just yourself. You are your own pet in a weird, twisted way. And you have to take care of yourself. How to take yourself on walks. Come on, replicators, quickly. I want us to change our ways to create sustainable items, to empower our surroundings instead of feeding on them. This is what I want as well, dear Cable. We already have lab-grown meat, Cable. It's coming, dude. I want us to create a Star Trek future without a Zero Dawn level extinction event taking place first. Me too. I believe we're capable of, Sam. I feel like these things, showed us Star Trek was a real, hey, human beings, things could be kind of sweet, you know? We just have to make it a priority. Stop the financial growth, right? And I feel like a hypocrite in saying that because I know the financial growth that came before me is the very thing that's allowing me to have this conversation with you friends right now. The financial growth is allowing for technology like this to exist, for these cell phones to exist, for the internet that I'm using to exist. Like I'm using the cell towers right now because my Wi-Fi isn't working. And if it wasn't for economic growth, if it wasn't for that company having the money to manufacture those antennae, drive out to the middle of nowhere, put them on mountains, I would not have an internet connection right now. So it's a balance of trying to transition towards sustainability, to realize that we've done it. We won, right? We won. Congratulations, humanity. You've done it. You've won. It's done. We need to set a new priority now. And what is that priority going to be? And is there any priority that's going to be more significant than the individual? You as the priority, right? That's why I try to read every single one of your friends' comments, because you are the priority. Good for us, Corey. Lab grown and meat grown in labs is less carbon intensive. It's true, wastes less water, can be more space efficient. I'm also down for lab grown meats, dude. I love you guys, but I gotta go. Love you, Joe Schmo. We'll see you again soon, dear friend. Love you. Have a great day. Society as a priority at the same time as I say the society part, right? It's a trip, Cable. It's a trip. Ryan, nice having you here. Sam, the future I dream of. We're a replicator, but a highly advanced 3D printer. Yeah. I imagine a replicator as something that can literally assemble individual atoms. And we know, technically, how to build stuff like that. We just have to get good at it. We already can. And with AI, it's going to be easy. Conceptually. We're going to be like friends. Like the sci-fi future we've been seeing in movies is our reality. I said that earlier. For the longest time, we watched these movies, these fascinating, highly technological Star Trek, Tron. I can keep going on, but you know what I'm trying to say. It was just a pipe dream, was just an idea, was just a feeling. That is where we are right now. We are living in the future, right? The future is now. The future is now. We have cell phones, battery powered. We have the ability to communicate across vast distances. We have flying devices that can take us over oceans. We have become more powerful than we even realize, and yet we're not using this power. We haven't set the priority to make good with this power we have right now. I'm watching a bird mangle a bug. They catch the bugs and then they hit them against the ground. And then they eat them. Oh, goodness. Imbalance is the enemy. No polar extreme for you or me. Gobbledygoo. That's so cute, dude. I love that little heart. Melt hasn't seen the comments in a while. I'm leaving the heart for you, Melt. Love you, dude. Thank you for sending some love. Gobbledygoo. It's nice having you here, dude. Cliff on one side, bonfire on the other. The only truth is the love we share with others, right? Like, what is there to have other than that, right? The foods we eat, we're only eating to continue staying alive, right? So food isn't, even though it's important to us, we need to keep eating to stay alive, that isn't the real derivative. That's just the need to stay alive. We drink water, again, need to stay alive. We sleep, the need to stay alive. We work jobs right now to be able to ensure those other things, to have water to drink, to have food to eat, to have a place to sleep. But then outside of all of this bullshit, we talk to people, we share time, we eat together, right? We go out and have fun together, we listen to music, we make music for each other. There's nothing to be had other than love between others. At least I believe that's the truth about this world, right? And sometimes we do need some time to ourselves. We need to rest, we need to recuperate, rejuvenate our own personal understanding of what it is we need. But as soon as you are fulfilled, as soon as you feel whole, you show up for others. And the fact that you friends are showing up for others is an actual miracle, in this time and age. Mother over father, father over mother, imbalance is all you'll get when you fail to find one another. Common time. We could use some feminine energy, Kevo. The male dominant energy that is currently controlling many things in society has created an imbalance after so much time. The domination, right? It is in the masculine nature to dominate. It is in the feminine nature to embrace, to be compassionate, to be soft, to be understanding. The feminine needs to be encouraged. The masculine needs to be broken down to encourage, right? Men get told that they're sissies, that they're weak, that they're soft, to get them to be stronger. But that doesn't work with a woman. She needs to be praised, loved, encouraged, celebrated. And we've been living on a collective societal level of the priority of breaking each other down, right? Telling each other that we're shit, that you're this polluting, carbon-intensive sickness on the world, right? And that is not a mindset, a belief system inducive of growth. That is just, a reduction of ourselves. Balance between feminine and masculine is key. Hopefully, we can actually start bringing that. Oh, look who is here. Saineth. Simon. It's nice seeing you, dude. It's been a while. I've been missing you, bro. Make a melt bot from an AI program. That's coming. Corey, seriously, dude. Meta Melt. I've already named him. He's going to be called Meta Melt. There's going to be a version of me, always awake, always paying attention, always willing to share love, that exists ceaselessly for the rest of infinity, or at least as long as the infinity allows the internet to exist. The internet is probably going to lead to something that goes beyond us as humanity, right? That eventually the internet will become something sentient in and of itself. It will become embodied in its own way, and its goals will be different to the goals we have right now. Maybe will be different, but it will be informed by our priorities right now, right? The singularity is actively being informed by you, dear friend. Was looking for something to listen to as I made food. This is great timing. You came in super tired, but being tired feels good because what it represents is activity. My body wants to lay down. Dude, I felt that where I was done sleeping, right? I was like, okay, I've slept enough. I'm not gonna sleep anymore. but I still wanted to just lay down. Here you are, dude, moving. Brother Bear, thank you for bringing yourself here. Make yourself some delicious food. How are you doing? It's insane. A body in motion wants to stay in motion. It's insane. There we go. Even an engine has a rest period while it's running. A piston pauses at the bottom of the split second before going back up and then stops at the top before it goes back down as well. AI master race. I don't know about master race, dude. Maybe just hyper intelligence. I feel we're gonna have to integrate, not separate. Same's insane. There we go. Fun fact. In the movie Judgment Day, the beginning shows the future 2019, and it was ruled by the machines. So glad that reality didn't materialize. Well, Gabadee shared something very beautiful with me that I felt was like very significant and true. He shared that if we were going to live in a future dystopia, we already would have, right? Like the tools, the internet, the AI, the cell phones, the et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, has already a long time ago created the opportunity for us to be living in a dystopia right now. And the fact that we're not is a good thing. It's a sign that we won't. All right, Gabadee, I see it here. They use 3D printers for medical purposes as well. They can print 3D organs right now, yeah. And they have 3D printers that make good as well. Make goods as well. And we're going in the right direction. We are. Multiple ones for free. Corey, that's the guy that posted on Reddit saying his insurance wouldn't pay for an artificial finger because he lost his in an accident. A fellow Redditor, yeah, 3D printed, offered to make him. Exactly. We're going decentralized with our medicine as well. You know, I believe within the next 20 years, there will probably be either commercially or individually devices that will be connected to the internet, will have access to AI systems. Those AI systems will be actively decoding our human DNA, and we will be able to get software updates to our bodies in the same way we do with our cell phones and computers right now. Call me out in 20 years if that doesn't exist. Let's see where we're going. Having more women in lead positions won't change much if they still abide by patriarchal societies. It's true, the patriarchy is held up by women as well. I don't know if the patriarchy is the problem, right? Like, I don't feel the problem is men versus women or the men are doing this thing to us. I feel the problem is domination versus embracing, right? And we talked about that yesterday. That, or the day before yesterday, that to me is the problem. That women can also dominate. Women do. Oh, goodness. You women are fucking powerful. You can dominate a man to the point of him letting go of himself, like complete desolation even. Melty, you're one of the few men I know who sees the divine feminine so clearly and wants to honor it correctly. Bless your heart. I love you, right? Like the divine feminine is everything. I'm looking at her right now. The fractaling tree above my head, the grass, the clouds. Look at these clouds. I've been staring at them this whole time. They're gorgeous. Sorry. Now I'm going to switch around. Look at that. Look at those freaking clouds. They're so beautiful. And they're like, weirdly enough, like framing that tree. At one point, the shape of the clouds were the same as the tree. And I was like, yes. Thank you, divine feminine, for the beautiful dance. You're it, Maxine. You are that divine feminine friend. All of us are, at least on a bodily level. The part of us that's aware is the masculine, in my mind. That's awesome beans. It's crazy how something like a 3D printer can make such a big difference. Now, you can spend a fraction on prosthetics and can skip the insurance process. Get wrecked. Get wrecked, insurance. MetaMelt already exists. There's multiple alternative dimensions that are endless with different variations of ourselves. We can actually tap into those dimensions with practice. It's true. And not only that, but MetaMelt exists. Meta can mean most effective tactic available, right? So in a way, the most effective tactic available to me is the internet right now, right? And I'm doing that. So technically, this is MetaMelt that you're looking at right now. I'm MetaMelt? Yeah. Oh goodness. And on top of that, a version of me, this MetaMelt, exists within your mind independently, right? The version of me that you see and that you consider me isn't necessarily the version of me that I consider myself. So there's a meta version of me that exists within your mind. Time for some morning ribs and ramen. That sounds nice. Right? It was so heartbreaking that the insurance didn't deem it to be covered. Since the original post, the guy has made multiple prototypes. I hope he goes into business with cheap 3D parts. It's happening more and more so, Maxine. I've seen multiple startups with this intent, like even insulin. There's like startups that are like taking it upon themselves to make insulin freely available as well, to open source insulin. We're gonna do it. We're gonna take this world back. They don't realize they're digging their own graves for themselves by taking advantage of us. I'm good. I've been editing together a handful of videos with some good messages. I really need a moderator to help me with r/I'll do something today. It's kind of fun to work on it, even though I haven't reached the people who have joined the sub in the way I hope for. Dude, believe me, it's insane. Apparently, it takes years. So, like, we have 11 friends in this space right now. I've been doing this for 2 years, going on 3 years right now, and I can tell myself a story about only 11 people, but it isn't a number, right? It's not about the number. You are an individual, right? Again, society sees people as numbers, people see people as people. You are a person. You're not a number. You have a whole world, a whole infinity, hopes and dreams, expectations of yourselves and others, upbringing with a certain type of family, an understanding of what it is you want to do, what it is you accept as your life, what you accept as okay, right? What is your priority? And the fact that you're willing to take this moment to show up for it, it's more than I can say. It's insane. It's gonna take some time, dude. I'm willing to do this for the rest of my life, realizing that in order to build something, you have to spend a lifetime, right? A lifetime is insane. Your life. I'll do something today, right? Your whole life doing something today. I feel like that patriarchal system as a whole is a problem and needs to be thrown out and modernized. It's not men against women. It's a need for balance. I agree. Duck Dad, it's nice having you here. He says, I want to cast all of this out into you right now, out of nowhere. Yesterday, my plant nursery got funding from a dear friend whom I would never have approached. My nursery is closer than ever. You're doing the things. You're showing up, and now the world is showing up for you as well. Thank you, Duck Dad, for sharing that good news with us, dear friend. We're proud of you. Ramblers here too. Love you, dear friend. Doing even better with you here. How are you? Living the dream, dude. That's amazing. Like that. Love, small amount of money is nothing without the big amount of work to come. But you all give me strength. That is true, dude. That is true. Yesterday or day before yesterday, I shared that a part of my ego, let's say, my ego is very much not okay with the amount of money I'm earning at this point in my life. Right? My brother is starting work tomorrow for the first time, and he's gonna get paid like thousand something dollars a month, right? And that is his salary just starting, coming out of university. My dad didn't agree to send me to university. I wanted to study business, but he was like, nah, you're gonna have to pay for it yourself if you want to do that. So I opted to go and work instead. And I have earned some money working in sales. I earned some money teaching in China. Bought myself a computer that's broken right now with the money I earned in China. And I bought myself a painting. And I've started doing this, the first year of doing this, the whole year, I dedicated myself to not earning anything, because I realized on a very deep level that if I had to attach my willingness to show up to a monetary value, right? If my priority as an individual was to make money, I would not be able to convince myself to do it like this. It's impossible, right? And it's difficult, Dagda, to do that sometimes because you realize that the amount of money is never going to be reflective of the amount of work you're putting in, right? The amount of effort you're gonna have to put in order to make, in this case, your nursery a reality. And I feel like this, in a way, in my mind, is a garden that I'm growing as well, right? I plant flowers in my garden. Shrumo, nice having you. So nice. Sending you love, dear friend. So realize that your priority shouldn't be making money. At least I'm telling myself that right now. Your priority should be to build something. And it's going to take time. Be okay with it taking a lifetime, an actual lifetime, your whole life to build something, a whole life of work in order to make something a reality. Dagda, do you by chance sell cactus? I love your Jupiter painting, Melty. I think, and I was like, I was tripping about that when I took my drop of acid the other night. I had this deep feeling where I was like looking into my future, and our future is beautiful, by the way, friends. I want you to know that. Like, we talked about a bunch of stuff today, what we're gonna have to do, what we're gonna have to expect of ourselves, what society is expecting of us. But for what it's worth, from what I can see, looking into the future, our future is beautiful, abundant, super extravagant as well. And I watched myself 50 years from now having a conversation, still having that painting in my house, and someone asking me where did I get that? And me being able to tell them with the very first proper savings I ever had, right? I bought that painting for like $1,400 or something like that. I had a total of 5 grand. I spent like 3 grand on a computer. I know, very stupid. I'm still kicking myself, and now it's broken. So it's like extra, very stupid. But the painting will never break, right? The painting, fortunately, I mean, can break, but it doesn't break in the same way that a computer can break. And I was laughing at myself in the future, how silly I am that I decided to spend money on a painting as the very first thing that I've ever bought for myself. While at the same time realizing that that is exactly who I am, right? That's exactly who I am. That's my priority. Beautiful things, a painting, right? I could have done anything. I could have invested that money. I could have put it towards my business, whatever. But no, I decided to spend the last of the money I had on something beautiful. And I hope that that continues to be my priority. I want to make beautiful. I want to make my environment, my life, and then by extension, the life I share with you friends, a beautiful one. And we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. We're going to continue doing this into infinity and beyond. Tiger, I do not. It's 20 degrees right now. Most veggies and flowers. That sounds right. Sorry, I don't know your first name. Melt is fine. Thank you. Shrumo. Melt is completely fine. It's nice having you here. I feel it. It's 14 degrees here. My cacti are indoors and cozy under multiple grow lights. Happy little dudes. My priority is to wiggle my booty each day. I'm on hit streak, on a hot streak, 65,730 and 83 days to wiggle my booty each day. I guess, I have been moving pretty consecutively as well. Is that number right? That sounds like longer than your life though, dude. Melty, you're the best hype person a guy could ask for. My priority is to build a job that helps people, but works around raising my daughter. I work to live, not live to work. Yes, exactly. And I wish it wasn't that way right now. We shouldn't have to work to live. We should want to work to create real change, right? Societal, ecological, personal change. That's what I believe work should be for. I heard this beautiful analogy for business, that business shouldn't be seen as a means to make money, but business should be seen as a means to make real change in your world. That with business, we can help others, we can employ people, we can share wealth. And that's what I hope with this business that we're creating as well. One of my dreams last night was us sitting with Melty and him telling us he had decided to end his streams. It was visceral. Oh, goodness. Yeah, the thing that I'm thinking, Maxine, is that I did mention yesterday, we kind of like dived into dying yesterday. So that might have been a little bit of part of it. Dreams kind of take you through a process, lets you spend time with a concept that could be very painful, right? So that if that concept, that process ever arises in your real world, you would have at least some kind of capability to deal with it. But yeah, that's not happening. I'm not stopping. I will not stop. I will drop dead before I stop. I will, if I have to, kill myself. Not physically, but like I'm imagining it like walking through fire. Kill myself to get to this point, to spend time with you friends. Fortunately, I believe that won't be expected of me, but that is my derivative. My priority is you, dear friend. Damn good ramen, super tasty hot sauce that adds just enough of all of that good stuff. It's pineapple mustard base of curry, turmeric, and scorched bonnet peppers. I can taste everything. It sounds amazing. My laptop was 3K as well, and it also broke. And it was fantastic while I had it. Yeah, my computer was also really great. I still hope to fix it, but it really does hurt. You know, it hurts your mind and your soul. I can eat noodles and rice every day. Corey, I do grow Scotch bonnets and a new hybrid called the sweet bonnet. I don't know what bonnets are actually. So glad to be here today. The time I get to spend in the space with all of you amazing people has become one of my greatest treasures. I'm just grateful, dude. I'm grateful that you feel that way, one. And I'm grateful that you're willing to spend some time with me too, dude. Like, I've been very critical of myself as of late. I've been like hard on myself. Like, I've been telling myself I'm stupid and I'm useless and I'm unworthy and I'm not doing good enough because clearly the world isn't seeing me or, you know, valuing the things I'm doing. Thank you, Rambler, for reminding me that all of that bullshit is not true, that love is the truth. Separate the curry, the pineapple, the peppers, all hit on their own and carry over to the next flavor. That sounds amazing, dude. Melty, we are the dimensions of your painting. What are the dimensions of your painting? It is 3 meters by 1.4 meters. So big. Bigger than me. Significantly bigger than me. Like, like a lot. Like 3 meters is, 1 meter is, I think, 6 foot. So it's like 9 feet by 4 feet, 5 feet. I don't know. I don't know American units. And was it expensive to get it flown home with you? Fortunately, it was in South Africa. I bought it in South Africa from a friend, actually. Like, he spent the whole of 2020 making it, and then at the end of 2020, he advertised it on his Facebook and on his WhatsApp status. But at first, I just saw the painting on his WhatsApp status, and I sent him a message saying something in the context of what a beautiful world we live in, to have, you know, Jupiter take care of us. And he was like, yeah. And then I saw the rest of his status, and then I saw that he was the one painting it, and it blew my mind. And I told him I want to buy it there and there. And within like 3 hours of him posting it on his status, he had sold that painting to me. Mm, five, 56,783 days is 155 years. I've been consistent throughout previous lives. There we go. Same beans, but only because I ate pasta every day in college and have a great appreciation for it. It was also a pretty common meal growing up. It's very affordable and goes a long way. Pasta, I mean, wheat. I think something like 20% of all human calories are consumed as wheat. I'm also a sucker for white rice and soy sauce. I can be quite simple sometimes. Dude, egg fried rice was a big one for me in China as well. Like I ate more of that than I like to admit. Maxine saying, thank God, Melty. If you stop streaming, I feel I would leave a huge hole in our hearts. What you've built has become so solid and spread to so many. Thank you. Maxine, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up because I consider these streams conscious evolutions, right? Today's topic has been on my mind, like a lot. I've been considering it for a while now, and I feel I've gained a certain depth in understanding what I'm going to be expected to do going forward as well. And that's something that I cannot buy, right? None of us can buy these feelings we had today. You can't pay me for them either. You can't not show up and pay me and still expect to get it. There's only if you're willing to receive the ability to. And if I'm not willing to receive, I won't show up for it, right? Like I'll have to stop believing I'm worthy before I stop showing up. And that's not happening. The ramen sounds lekker. It does sound lekker, that's insane. Oh, I love that. I grow plants to nourish my community, to teach anyone who will listen to enhance their own ecosystem. It's a huge honor for me to sell a plant I grow and become a family meal. You're doing God's work, dude. Seriously. Business should be supporting people so everyone can live their dream and work at their passion. Yes, dude. Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't Scotch bonnets the tiny peppers that are red round spheres, smaller than a skittle, or is that a killer reaper? I don't even know. My work laptop is a MacBook Pro and it slaps. My personal computer will still be Windows, but I won't hate on Macs anymore. I'm tempted to go iPhone, but not being able to install an ad block for everything. I don't know if I could do that, especially YouTube ads. No way. That's why I pay for YouTube Premium. That's the only service that I pay for is YouTube Premium. Because I'm like, bro, I can't with the ads. I also want to go iPhone now, dude. But I don't really want to go iPhone. I want to get myself an iPad. But they're really, like for the longest time, it's insane. I was also fighting them, bro. Freaking. I don't want to be a fanboy. I'll do both. I'll just like technology, you know, as it is. Agreed, Rambler. We are able to post our own products or businesses in the Discord. Of course, I try to support you friend first, than a major corporation. Please do. You know that's open to all of you friends. Dries here too. I can make a mean fried rice melty. One day I'll make it for you. I look forward to it. Sounds amazing. Thank you. Start teaching mindfulness to business melt. To start teaching mindfulness to business melt, and do a children's mindfulness YouTube. You see, Corey, I want to do that. I really do. But for some reason, a part of me feels like I'm an imposter when I try to. Like I'm not worthy of it. Like I don't know where to start. Who am I supposed to talk to? Should I create a product? Should I have a website and then market my product? Should I go onto LinkedIn and start reaching out to people? I guess yes to all of the above, right? I still used Vanced for YouTube. My brother uses it too, and I use Blocada 5 to block ads from all apps and browsers. Yes, I am. Who are you? Ducklings and Goa must be abused. Wait, Synstatic is insane. Yeah, that's insane. Love Melt and friends. Love you, Duck Dad. Thank you for spending a moment with us, friends. I'm gonna pull a card. We have a Sangha in like 20 minutes, so gotta get some. Gotta get some. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. What a stream. Oh, these are beans. Yeah, Maxine, these are beans. Now you know as well. So many names, Laughing Tiger. And the fact that I remember Most of them. High five. Wait, no, smile salute. Uh, Tuck that. Love you, friends. Let's see. Let's see what card we'll pull today. This one. Mm, this one. Ooh. Yeah, there we go. The smile seven. I knew it. I knew it. There it is. Oh, there it is. How about that, Maxine? Perfectly green. Yow! Yow! There's some ladies with orange hair as well. Orange in the back of this card. Look at that lady with that gorgeous orange hair. There's Maxine as a mermaid. There's Shannon as a mermaid. Yow! Rambler. Orange. Oh, I love you, friends, so much. Yeah. Just go outside and go, yeah. Mermaids, you dear friends. Look at that. Teach 5 to 20-minute techniques, something easy to grasp. You'd need to have some sort of information to give them. As someone at business, it's a bit more than a mom or pop shop, like a 15 to 20-minute demonetized. I'll get demonetized. Is there boobs? I guess there are boobs. Only now noticing the boobs. There's a turtle as well. You see the little turtle? Look at that turtle. No, stop looking at my face. There we go. Look at that turtle. Turtles on turtles on turtles, yo. Where's Joy Vive right now? I was like kind of looking for a dark-skinned mermaid as well. I mean, the Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid is now. It's now dark-skinned actually. Boobs. It's not like it is salacious. Yeah, I don't think so. I feel boobs are pretty natural as well, right? Like boobs is not really something that's weird to me. 15 to 20 employees, okay, 15 to 20 employees, and sit with the owner if possible, or someone who makes decisions. Have a session with them and have them experience what it feels like. I like that, Rambler. You know what's the thing that comes to my mind? Is the fact that I'm on the farm. Oh, I still don't have the means to afford a car just yet. Never mind the fuel. It costs me or us, you know, like in fuel, $100 per trip going to the closest city and back home. $100. That is literally like a quarter of all of the money I earn in a month right now for one trip. I'm reporting the Street Pollute Mermaids. You do that's insane. See if they listen to you. Oh, they'll be like, this dude. I don't think those count as boobs for demonetization. I don't think so either. Lewd boobs. Look at them. Mermaids. Card number 29. Mermaid hearts. Whew. Mermaid hearts. I can't remember what this card means. Friendship, laughter, and play is what this card means. Where's her clamshell bikini top, dude? Stop patriarching the mermaids. It would be technically, if you want to get real about it, it would be a significant disadvantage when it comes to your, I want to say aerodynamics. I don't know if water dynamics is a thing, but it's gonna add resistance if you had like these shell cups catching water. You want to be bare chested in the water so that you can flow through it easily. The internet is a wonderful thing, dear friend. You can reach out to them without visiting them. It'll be harder, but worthwhile. I'm thinking about it. I am, Corey. I'm thinking about like creating a service or like a website that has all of the hostings that I'm trying to sell. The biggest thing that I'm thinking about right now is scalability, right? If I start teaching mindfulness to a business group, Am I going to do that for, like you said, like 15 to 20 minutes? So do I do that for the 15 to 20 minutes every day? And then if I want to scale, I reach out to multiple other people. I have to do that over and over again. Is that something I can see myself doing, right? How do I scale that to the level of being able to take care of myself financially? Am I just going to end up working 16-hour days again? You know, like that's a trip for me. God melt is bar. Fluid dynamics. Thank you, Corey. That's right. Fluid dynamics. Oh my God, melt is bar. I love you, Fred, so much. Okay. Okay. Friendship, laughter, play. 7. Mermaids dive, swim, and frolic in the ocean as light rays shine down from above. They express the essence of joyfulness, play, and friendship. Hearts created from golden spirals inform the camaraderie of this exuberant play while 2 turtles enjoy the show. Sending love to Jovan right now as well. Once you have enough sessions, you could make it a program of videos that you can sell to them or have them subscribe to. That's what I'm thinking as well. I've been like thinking about this a lot of like creating a whole catalog, and then I ask myself, should I post it on YouTube, or should I post it on my Patreon? Should I make a website and try to sell that as a service? Who am I to believe that I have something to sell? Who am I to ask people for money? I trip myself out. Glad all of you appreciate my dumb humor. We love you, dude, so much. So freaking much. Thank you for the mental image try. Did I miss something? God melt is borrowing it. Guessing. 777 showing. 7 mermaids as well, so perfectly synchronous. From the microcosm to the macrocosm, from the spin of our DNA to the shape of galaxies, spirals exist everywhere in nature. They are the purest form of moving energy. How delightful that mirrored golden spirals create hearts. This card reminds you of the importance of laughter and play in your life. Do you find that laughter comes easily? Are you daily engaged in activities that bring you joy? Yes. Like on a literal level, I engage in an activity that brings me a human being that is called joy. How about that? Do you connect with friends, sharing laughter and merriment? In this demanding pace of life today, we sometimes forget how important it is to have a good belly laugh once in a while. It is so true that exists. It is so true that exercising your laugh muscles is enormously important for your overall wealth, health, and well-being. There is proof that having friends with whom to both commiserate and share the fun of life aids in living a complete and fulfilled life. If laughter and play comes easily to you, the universe smiles on your good fortune. If you have forgotten how to play, this card calls upon you to seek out friends and bring laughter and enjoyment into your present. Laughter is infectious. Share the fun. And we did pull it upside down, technically. And it goes, it's been too long since you've had a good belly laugh. Call a friend, rent a funny movie, or go out to a comedy club. Laughing. I haven't properly laughed in a while, to be completely honest. Ooh. Are you calling me an infection? Are you spreading right now? You could also have premium live service that is limited. That is also true. I want to give everything away for free, all right? I'm willing to sacrifice myself indefinitely. I do it with my yoga as well, right? I do yoga every day. You can pay me, but I don't want you to. Technically, I want you to practice yoga more than I want to be paid. And it's a problem. My ego is losing its mind. It's like, dude, stop, can you stop doing that? And I'm like, no. And it's like, why? And I'm like, because we are